What's up, Took Off gang? Back out here again working on the LS Swap Ford Fusion. It's kind of cold this morning, but we got to get some stuff done on the car. A lot of things are changing, and I mean, obviously I'm going to always say that because this car is going to be completely changing all the time. And I'm about to cut the entire back out of this car, from the drive shaft tunnel all the way to the trunk of the car, and back half it. I was kind of going to wait to tell everybody what I was doing until it happened. Well, it's happening now. This is going to take a few weeks, maybe a few months to get completed. We've decided not to go with a 10-point cage anymore. This is going to get a little bit more of a technical build, and we're going to go with a 25-3C cage. Funny car hoop, halo, whatever you want to call it. Double frame rails through the floorboards, and a complete back half. We pulled the IRS out. I'll insert a clip here what it looks like for the people that are new to watching this. And we pulled the IRS out of it, and now we're about to have a custom 9-inch built 4-link setup. And also, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that we picked up some new tires yesterday, new wheels and tires. They're a Weld drag light 15x14 wrapped with a 31.5x12W, and that is considered big tire. We want to build the rear end and the tubs for the rear, for this tire specifically, and give us enough room to go bigger or smaller. I know a lot of people are going to be throwing off, oh, I thought it was going to be a small tire car. It still is. We will have another set of wheels that we can run both, and I want to be able to run no prep, you know, street races. I want to be able to go to the track, make stator changes and whatnot, and actually be able to run both tire setups. So without further ado, I'm gonna put you on time lapse. I'm extremely nervous about this because obviously it's a new car. I mean, not a brand new car, but it's a newer car. And this is a big task, and this is nothing. I mean, this makes me nervous. This is cutting the entire back out of the car. If I turn the camera around, well, I'll just leave it like this for now. But you can see I got the saws already and the extension cord. So all the way up there, well, right here, you can see where the drive shaft tunnel ends. I'm gonna start cutting back there, and I need to bring it all the way up to the trunk. So all that's getting cut out. The fender, the tubs, the original factory tubs, all that's going to get cut out. The speaker deck has got to come out. I'm going to try to salvage that as best as I can. As you can see, well, it's easier to show you here. This right here is the trunk. I guess you would just call it its mechanism, but up in here it bolts to that deck lid. And I'm going to try to keep the deck lid as nicely as possible, so when I build the sheet metal for that, I can use that as a template and actually still have the trunk functioning like this and not having to put it on Zeus fasteners. I think that would be a little bit cooler than just running Zeus fasteners on everything. The front end will have a ton of Zeus fasteners. So this is try to keep the rear end or the trunk functioning the way it originally intended for. So yeah, without saying anything else, put y'all up on time lapse and get this thing cut out. As you can see, I've got the floors all cut out. Now I'm working on getting the frame rails and the wheel wells out. I haven't started on this side yet, but I've got all the way through that frame rail up front out and up to there cut. Then I'll bring it down into this floor, then go over that side and start. This is actually taking a lot longer than I expected. The phone actually died when I was doing a time lapse. So yeah, I'm gonna finish getting this side cut out as much as I can today. I've got some stuff I need to do later on with the family, and then I guess tomorrow I'll knock this side out, be a little day behind, on what I need done, but I have tomorrow off. So I'll get this side cut out tomorrow and clean up everything, and then get the wheels set in here and get them measured. You can see these bad boys are huge. All right, so we got this frame cut out. Man, that was heavy. I'm gonna say it was between 70 and 80 pounds. This piece over here, ignore all the mess, but here's the IRS part of the pan. But that boy right there, that was extremely heavy to get out by myself. So I need to clean up all this, get all this out of there. But for now, it's enough. I need to do that on that side now. It's enough to be able to get the wheel in here. And well, I might need to cut up there, but I'm about to test fit the wheel and see exactly how much more I need to cut out. Obviously it's all going to get cut out, but get an idea. So the original plan was to run the cross brace off of this right here, right here, but moving those bars back to here gives me a better surface. I need 3 inches. That's what she said. Psych. She's never said that. And on the other side, you can't see where this is yet, but this is where I'll box the cross member and start the 4-link bars. I was going to bring it back to here, which was 38 inches to dead center, but I think this right here, sorry, holding it upside down, this right here will be a better base to start instead of back here, and give me a little bit more control over the bar angles. But yeah, so now I'm going to slide another wheel. I'm going to slide one of those wheels in here and see how much more I need to cut. What's the kids say nowadays? Sheesh! Whatever the fuck that is. Yeah. Or damn, she's thick. Yeah, she's thick, all right. It gives you a kind of a retrospective of how she's gonna be. And yes, she's gonna be in there pretty narrow. Not too narrow, but I really wish I could drop the rear end down, but I can't. You know what? I'm gonna take a ramp. I'm gonna stick a ramp underneath one of those wheels if I can. Actually, I probably can't, but you get the idea. It's gonna be tucked way up in there. Still need to cut up a little higher, cut all that out, and then cut the top speaker deck out, cut all the way back to the bumper brace, or the bumper bar I should say, back here, cut all that webbing out. And now it's time to measure for the Ford 9-inch custom housing. And once we get that, then we can go on and put my order in for that. I have the cross member on its way, and that should be within the next few weeks. We'll get that tacked into place, get everything lined up for the 4-link brackets, and then yeah, we wait on the rear end. Once the rear end's in, we will start building the back half. I got the floor somewhat cleaned up, or the ground somewhat cleaned up, so I can get under here, and it's time to measure for wheel mounting surface. So what you do is you take a tape measure from that back of that wheel to the back of this wheel, and then you give that number to the guys that are building the rear end. And what I did was, to try to get it as even as possible inside the wheel well, I measured from the side of the tire to the end of the side skirt, the rocker panel, and it was 2 1/4 on both sides. So we got it as close as we can. It doesn't really matter, because the 4-link setup in the cross member will get those 100% straight. So I'm just kind of getting a rough measurement right here. But yeah, I guess sometime this week or this weekend, I will come out here and cut the rest of all this out so we have plenty of room, and then we'll find kind of where we're going to have ride height to figure out how much we want to tuck these wheels up in here. So yeah, I'm going to get down here and I'm going to measure this. I got underneath there and measured it, and it turns out that it's 42.5 inches from wheel to wheel mounting surface. So I'll get that number over to the guy that's building my rear end for me, and yeah, that's what we'll be getting next. I don't think the camera does justice of how big these wheels actually really are. Things are massive. Stiff sidewalls. Actually got a really good deal on these. They've got about 40-50 passes on them, and I got them for, like I said, a really good deal. And I drove 5 hours up in Ohio to go get these, and came off of a nice Fox body. In the last video, I talked about doing the lower control arms, and you can see those are in there. They're not really adjusted, but it did bring the wheel back about 3 inches, which is perfect. So no more Pro Mod wheelbase. And then also, I've got a new tubular front end. This is from Rock Solid Motorsports. It's actually from an F body. The bar that's going across is just some 1-inch tubing. Theirs was obviously too short because the F body is a little bit narrower, but all that came out great. That one's starting to rust, but I'll get it all coated eventually. And yeah, so there's the new tubular front end. If you guys follow me on social media, you've already seen all this, but I just haven't got around to making a YouTube video. The back glass came out great. MVM Graphics hooked me up with some really nice decals. So I got all the sponsors on here, and I got Holly EFI and my Instagram and YouTube handle. He did all that. It's all custom. Came out great. This is actually titanium, satin chrome titanium. It's not what the car is going to be wrapped in, but it will be a good contrast to what the car will be wrapped in. Onto the transmission. So Chris Goatee built this transmission for me. Took quite a bit of time because everything on back order. It's got an Ultra Bell. There's so many things done to this transmission that I couldn't even name them off. But everything is done to it besides an aftermarket trans case. But it's already tapped for oil coolers. It's got a deep pan, like I said, Ultra Bell, and then it's got red race clutches, a bunch of different stuff in here. And it's, I mean, honestly, he said it'll take over 1,500 horsepower as long as I don't tire shake. Tire shake will end up killing one of these transmissions pretty quickly. So that's why we got a stiff sidewall, big tire, still a bias ply, not a radial. So that's how we're going to end today's video. We got a lot of work done on the car in the last month or so since I've last uploaded. And so much more to come. Like I said, I'm going to get this rear end hopefully done within the next month or so we can get this car back down on the ground and rolling. I'm going to start cleaning up the garage a little bit more, take some stuff to storage. Now that I actually need some room around here, I can't move the car around. So, but yep, there she is.